So last week I came across an article from Ranker entitled, "These earthly items and places are said to come straight from the devil." It piqued my interest, and when I was done reading, there were two main points I came away with. Number one, apparently a lot of people over the course of human history have made deals with the devil to have him build structures and bridges of sorts. So aside from being, king of hell, he's got a pretty successful career being a private contractor, apparently. My second point, there are truly so many places across the globe that are considered either haunted or have some sort of supernatural connotation. Naturally, with it being just before Halloween at that point, my brain sort of drifted into thinking about all the possible places around me that would be considered haunted. And after a quick Google search, I found 3 in my area that I found quite interesting. Now, being the adventurous spirit I am, I thought...
Adventurous. Okay.
Rude. Anyways, being the adventurous spirit that I am, I thought, why not test the waters and go check these places out for myself? So that's exactly what we're going to do today. However, I do want to say I had planned originally to have this video filmed and uploaded before Halloween. Unfortunately, that could not happen because my body betrayed me last week, and, well, this is what I sounded like.
Mike Wazowski. You didn't turn in your paperwork last night.
Yeah, in my personal opinion, you can't really make a video about haunted places and ghosts and spirits when your voice is scarier than the subject matter, so that sucked. But with all of that out of the way, let's go ahead and hit the road, and let's get spooky. Alright, so we're at the first location, and this one's very, very personal to me. I know this is a site where hundreds, if not thousands of children have been tormented. And there's even some pretty notable deaths, most notable being my hopes and dreams. I'm sorry, this is where I went to high school. I thought it was a joke and I had to do it. It's not haunted, but I'll be damned if it doesn't haunt me. Alright, let's go on to the actual tour. Alright, so we've made it to our first stop, and it's a location called Bloods Point Road. Not only is it the first stop on our trip, I think it's the place that I know, or at least have heard the most about over the years. I didn't have a good dedicated group of friends until high school, so in middle school I kind of just hung around and sat at lunch with whoever would accept me, and for the most part that was angsty white children, and of course their version of fun on Halloween was to come here and try to see ghosts, which I may be an adventurous spirit now, but I was quite the coward back then, so wasn't on my itinerary. But now that I am an adventurous spirit, the only thing I fear is taxes and depression. So this is a walk in the park. Now, the reason this place is apparently haunted is allegedly a witch named Beulah hung her children and then herself over that bridge there, which... no idea why. It doesn't really say that in the legend. Can't help but suspect that it may have something to do with the fact that her name was Beulah. That's awful in itself. Probably a half mile that way, there's a cemetery where allegedly hellhounds come out and bite you and then disappear, which that's why we're standing by the bridge and not the cemetery. Now, all things considering, this is about what I expected. Trees, a very long road, and some corn. I've not experienced anything haunted so far, probably because it's 4 o'clock and there's daylight. Not going to be here when the sun goes down. Now, here's the thing. With all these, paranormal activity and, ghost hunting shows, when people go out to haunted locations, they, want to communicate with the ghosts or give them a hard time or just try to exorcism them. I don't want to do that. I want to do something nice for the ghosts. Because I don't think anybody's ever stopped and thought to themselves, maybe the reason these people are haunting things is because they haven't gotten a present in a while. With that being said, I've taken it upon myself to make sure that I've gotten a gift to leave at every single one of these haunted locations. That way, if the spirits are here and they happen to come across it, it might brighten their day and send them to the afterlife. Is that how it works? Probably not, but I'll be damned if I don't try. So I moved up closer to the bridge. Naturally, I know what you might be thinking. what exactly are you going to leave for the spirit of this bridge? Well, in the legend, Beulah apparently has a terrible stench. I don't know whether that's from her body decomposing or just poor hygiene choices when she was alive, but I want to make amends for that. So instead of making fun of the fact that she smells bad, I've gotten her a nice pumpkin spice candle from Walmart. See, it's not only thematic of the season, it also smells better than the word stench describes. So I'm going to be a great friend here. I'm just going to leave this right here. If she does choose to put it out, I'm going to leave the cap right there. I hope she truly enjoys this. I hope it makes the difference in her afterlife torment. With that being said, let's go ahead and go on to the second location. Goodbye, alleged hellhounds. I hope you find your dad. Alright, so we've officially made it to location number 2. It is dark outside now, so it's very fitting for the theme of this video. And we are at the Coronado Performing Arts Center. It is a local establishment that has been renovated to all hell over the years. I have personal memory here. This is where I saw Skillet live in concert. But little did I know until earlier today, apparently, this is also a hot spot for paranormal activity. I was looking into it. Apparently, there are as many as 3 to 4 different ghosts here. In fact, apparently the most well-known and most active ghost is the man who founded the place, Willard Van Matter, if that's how you pronounce his name. Now, this is all based on a local man who allegedly can see and communicate with ghosts. Apparently, he stands at the entrance wearing a top hat and tails like a 1920s person. All that being said, it's pretty loud right now because this is a busy street at 5 p.m. and people are getting off work. But it's also a venue where people come and listen to music. They see Jeff Dunham live a couple weeks ago. That was a monumental occasion in our town. But it is very much an active theater where people come and see live performances. And you know what? Willard Van Matter may enjoy people to come in and enjoy his theater, but has anybody ever asked the other 2 ghosts how they feel? Probably not. So, I think I've got the perfect gift to make living here in their afterlife potentially a lot more peaceful. So I actually thought pretty long and hard about what to get for the ghosts that live here. I try to be as thoughtful as humanly possible. It's just how I was raised. And I thought to myself, you know, if the ghosts live here, they get access to all these shows without having to buy tickets. But what if they're trying to sleep, you know? They may be living here, but that doesn't mean they signed up to hear covers of Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons or the comedy stylings of Jeff Dunham. So that's why I've taken it upon myself to be a good citizen to both the living and the dead. I brought 3 pairs of headphones or earplugs that I got at the Dollar Tree, the best quality you could possibly find. I made a smiley face. All right, it's cold and loud, and we're on our way to location number 3. All right, so we're finally at the very end. We're at location 3, and this is by far the most impressive place I think we've visited. I mean, the Coronado is like a theater, and it's grand inside, don't get me wrong, but this looks good on the outside too. I mean, look, it is legitimately a Victorian-era cottage, just frozen in time. Now, this place is called Tinker Swiss Cottage. The reason it is because the Tinker family lived here in the early 1900s. And apparently what makes it haunted is the fact that, like, every member of the family that ever lived in this house lived and died here. It's a very aesthetically pleasing house, for sure. It was actually featured on an episode of, I think, Ghost Hunters. I came here one time, I think, in elementary school for a school field trip. Haven't been here since. I'd really like to come when they're actually open. But I'm going to be perfectly honest with you, okay? This tour has been fun. It's been a lot of laughs for me. It's been a good day. This is the first location that we've showed up at that actually has some creepy-ass noise going on in the background. I know for sure the cell phone camera's not going to pick it up. But there's, like, clanking and shit in the background, and what only sounds like my dad packing a pack of cigarettes. I don't know what else to compare that to. So unless somebody's dripping water on the pavement or Robert Tinker took up a smoking habit, I'm very uncomfortable with the fact that there's sounds behind me right now. Now, with that being said, let's go ahead and get the gifts out of the way. I'm going to be honest, this is the most visually impressive location that we've stopped at, and it's the place where I had the least amount of idea of what to leave. So when we were at the local apple orchard the other day, I thought the spirits living here would appreciate this nifty white pumpkin I found.
Sweetheart,
I didn't even know.
it's not a pumpkin. That's a squash.
Seriously?
Yeah, seriously, that's a squash.
All right, well, you know what? Screw it. I brought them a squash. I'm just going to put it in the light where they can see it. All right, ghosts, I hope you enjoy your squash. Well, that's going to do it for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. If you did enjoy, go ahead and hit that like button and share it with your friends if you think it was that good. Aside from being mega creeped out there at the end, I had a really fun day and will definitely try this again in the future. But with that being said, go ahead and click the link somewhere next to my creepy ass face. That'll be a link to the last video I posted. And then somewhere else on the screen there will be a video link to whatever video YouTube decides it wants you to see. So you should check that out. Who's to argue with YouTube, you know? They never make mistakes. And with all of that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.
He brings me to this haunted road that I'm gonna die by a witch or children of the corn. Not quite sure yet.
You're fine.